Yo, what's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Kobe in the mix. Jeez. As you guys can see by the title, man, I know I'm probably a year late, but we was talking about it a couple of videos ago, man. Is Draymond Green underrated or is he overrated? Now, I'm gonna give my personal preference on the situation, but before we get into that, for any videos you guys want me to react to, comment down below. Also, if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. It helps out the channel tremendously. Last but not least, make sure you guys hit that notification bell if you guys want to keep up with the latest content. Now, getting back into this situation, we reacted to a Warriors game, and I was saying that Draymond, potentially, I mean, he's a good-ass player, don't get me wrong, but you got to think, he plays with the two greatest shooters to ever step foot on the basketball court, right? I mean, he got drafted to that team. He can't help it. But with Draymond, is Draymond overrated or underrated? Just for the simple fact, when he plays with Steph, and he's on the Warriors. So that already makes him have a title if he's still on the team to the day. You know what I'm saying? He has championships. He has experience. He has won a couple of rings with the Golden State Warriors. And I'm not faulting him from that. Actually, Draymond Green's an excellent-ass player, you know what I'm saying? But do you think he gets enough attention? Is he a key piece to that Warriors team? We will find out, man, because this is the Draymond Green debate. Is he underrated or overrated? Now, I'm going to give my personal opinion towards the end. So with that being said, without further ado, let's do what it do. Bow!
I got no problem handling that guy, Green guy. He'll be eating out of my hands.
Draymond thinks he's the best defender ever.
Draymond, keep getting your teeth straight, honey, and listen to your mama.
Dennis Rodman funny as hell.
He had his normal triple single.
Draymond is better than Charles
At
ever
what?
was. Do I get to talk or do you want to talk?
No, I don't want to talk. I can't even believe you would say that, Skip.
He is better
Shit,
in
this
so
Skip
many
funny as
ways,
hell,
and let
bro.
me count those ways. Way number one.
Now, I'm not going to let Skip finish because this is my video. But as you can tell from the title, we're talking about Draymond Green, the infamous, notorious Draymond Green.
Excellent ass player, man. One of the key pieces to the motherfucking Warriors, man. They be going crazy, man. They did win a couple of chips, you know what I'm saying? Michigan State boy representing. You guys already know I'm a huge ass Michigan fan. I root for Michigan State and shit like that. Don't get it twisted. I mean, they are still home. But Michigan just got better colors, and I fuck with them because they're a better school.
Honestly, I've been thinking about
But make sure you guys comment down below and tell me if you guys think Draymond is underrated or is he overrated.
this topic for a while now because Draymond is clowned by the majority of NBA fans, but his resume really can't be denied. Now, I'm not the biggest Draymond fan myself, but I definitely understand and appreciate his value and definitely his importance to
That's
that
facts.
dynasty that was the Warriors. In this
That's
video,
facts. 3 times All-Star, Defense Player of the Year, 5-time All-Defensive Team, and 2-time All-NBA Team. Now, that's a stat line that he did by himself, you know what I'm saying? The NBA championships, can no man do that shit by themselves, not even Jordan. You need a fucking team to win the chip. It takes everybody to contribute and to know their roles to win an NBA championship. You even got good-ass teams that know their roles. They play together as a team, but it's not guaranteed that you win a championship. You're going against the greatest players. Bro, you playing against the top players in the fucking whole entire world, bro. They're all in one fucking league, bro. If you already in the NBA, bro, if you're in the league, bro, that's a huge-ass accomplishment. That's something that's fucking hard to do. Let alone winning an NBA championship, that's crazy as hell. There's great-ass players out there. So many great-ass players that never won an NBA championship, but in the Hall of Fame. They are the fucking greatest to ever do it. You got the best shooters all the time, all that shit. Allen Iverson being one of those people that was one of the greatest players to ever do it but never win a chip. Carmelo Anthony. You got so many great talents out there that never won a fucking chip. I'm not even going to pause the video no more.
I'm going to try to make the case for both sides. him being a little bit overrated and definitely him being underrated. And at the end, I'll kind of tell y'all my personal take on Draymond Green. Say what you want about Draymond's offense and kind of his lack of traditional talent that we're used to. No one can deny that Draymond has been the spine of the Warriors dynasty. And to be honest, those championships in Golden State really wasn't where it all started. If you really look at it, Draymond has been a winner his entire life. He was just always a little overlooked. In high school, as just a sophomore, he averaged 25 points, 13 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And he led his team to a 26-1 record, and he won a state championship. And then the next year, they went 27-1. So that's winning at a dominant level. But as I said, he was always a little overlooked. Colleges really didn't believe in his unique skill set, so he was about a 3 to 4 star recruit coming out of high school. And when he finally got that offer from Michigan State, again, even in college, he had to fight and claw his way for a real opportunity. He played for the well-known, highly respected Tom Izzo. And if you know anything about Coach Izzo, he doesn't give anything to anybody. You have to work and fight for everything. So for Draymond's first 2 years, he pretty much spent them on the bench, and he kind of embraced it. In his sophomore year, he won Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year, but by his senior year, he was the star at Michigan State, averaging 16 points and 10 boards. And also, as I said earlier about him winning everywhere he pretty much went, he also led them to a Big Ten championship, and he was the Big Ten Player of the Year his senior year. So
Draymond already had a resume before he made it to the fucking NBA. He was doing shit back in high school and in college, man. Winning championships, being the 6th man of the year, all types of shit, man.
It's been a pattern. Draymond wasn't just some scrub that got lucky and landed in Golden State with all this talent. Like, this has been a thing for a while now.
Yeah.
And when he got into the NBA, he got drafted in the 2nd round, way overlooked again for kind of being undersized, stocky, not your traditional player. And that just gave him more of a chip on his shoulder. He can't even name verbatim every player that was drafted ahead of him in the exact order, and it was like 34 of them. So you can see that chip and that drive never left.
That's crazy.
And as always with Draymond, once he got his
first, he's smart as hell, bro. I remember him doing that shit, bro, knowing who was in front of him from first to the fucking time. So I think it was like he was a 34th pick in the 2nd round, so he knew everybody that was ahead of him. That's insane, man. That's big IQ. He has one hell of a fucking memory, bro. Remember in all the names that was drafted in his class that was in front of him.
The whole culture completely changed immediately. In his first 2 years, he started 13 out of 160 games, and they were a pretty decent team, making the playoffs, but never really making real noise. But by his 3rd year, you can call it coincidental if you want, he never played a game off the bench again. And that's when their championship run started. So it's been a pattern with Draymond Green. One thing I always appreciated about Draymond is his burning passion and his burning desire to be great. And he's pretty confident about it. Last year, he made headlines by calling himself the greatest defensive player ever. And while I wouldn't go that far,
hey, you got to be confident in yourself. I'm not going to say best defensive player ever. I mean, you got to have that type of confidence in yourself. That's a mindset thing. I mean, we all have it. We all say we great at something, and other people's going to look at you and say, no, you're not. But it's good that he has that confidence in himself. But realistically, we know he's not the greatest defensive player of all time. Now, my input on it, Draymond, I would say he's low-key underrated, in my opinion. I mean, it's some stuff that he has to work on his game, but he knows his role, man. And I don't think really too many people overlook that he is underrated. They feel like he's overrated because he is playing for the Golden State Warriors. You got 2 of the greatest shooters of all time. That's just where he got landed. That's where he got drafted at, y'all. You gotta understand that, man. I feel like a lot of people don't give Draymond credit. The only thing with Draymond with me that I really don't like, I like that he's cocky and he gets into the game. He has all this energy. He does so much for the team. I know it's not necessarily about scoring, But just think, guys, like if Draymond could actually shoot that bitch and he was shooting at a consistent percentage, that would be fucking deadly, man. Draymond already can score, but I'm just saying, just being consistent with the 3-ball and the middies, Draymond would be a tough cookie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can definitely argue
But
that
he's
he's
definitely
been the
underrated,
best
though.
defender in the league during his prime. Like we all know, he's not the quickest.
People just overlook him because he plays for the Golden State Warriors.
He's
With two of
not
the
the
greatest
most
shooters of all time.
athletic. He's not that shut down wing or that dominant big man. All of his specialties are kind of like bits and pieces of all of that in one big ass high IQ package. Like Draymond is so versatile and intelligent defensively. He's like the ultimate quarterback / linebacker of his defense. He knows his team's
Facts.
soft spots and he knows their strengths,
Big
and he
facts.
plays to that. And you can tell he really takes that defense serious, and he watches a lot of film because it's like he knows the opposition's plays way before they even happen sometimes. Look at this play in the NBA Finals in 2017 that I found. This is game 1, so you know Draymond is riled up because they just blew a 3-1 lead the year prior. As you can see, Cleveland is trying to get Steph off of JR and onto Kevin Love, which is a clear mismatch. LeBron, with his high IQ, he sees it and he recognizes it and he tries to take advantage of it. But Draymond, he sees it just like LeBron and he makes an Ed Reed type of play on it immediately. That's the type of stuff that he does on a consistent basis that can't be overlooked. He really takes pride in knowing the other team's play ahead of time and acting on it accordingly. I would say during Dre's prime, he was definitely the best overall defender. Like if I had to classify it, Kawhi and probably Clay, they were the best on-ball Scottie Pippen-like defenders.
Facts.
Rudy Gobert, he was probably the best interior protection. But Draymond was the most unique because he was the most multifaceted player on the planet defensively. He defends big or small. He defended the pick and roll at an extremely high.
Hey, big shout out to this dude, man. He's definitely spitting facts, man. Most versatile, I would say so. Wing, like on-ball defender. Like as of right now, I'm still giving it to Clay and Kawhi, bro. Cause you think about it, bro. Kawhi shut their ass down when he was playing for San Antonio. He shut their ass down. It was up fucking big in game 1. But he ended up getting injured because Zaza Pachulia closed out on him. Long story short, Golden State came back and won that game. And Kawhi was out for that rest of the series. But it's funny because people just look. I've seen a little meme today. They said the only reason why Golden State Warriors won was because these players got injured. First you had Kawhi when he was playing that San Antonio game I was just explaining to you guys. Then you had Kyrie Irving. I think it was the very first meeting in the finals between Cleveland and Golden State, and Kyrie was out because of an injury. And then the last play I would say, there was one more, y'all. I can't think who it was. So you had Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard, and there was also somebody else that got hurt. But they were saying the only reason why Golden State won was because these 3 players was out. One of the 3 star players was out. So like I said, it was Kyrie, it was Kawhi, and then there was somebody else. I can't think of it.
High level. He was easily the best help defender in the entire NBA because it was almost like he foreseen the play in his head before it actually developed. And stuff like that really can't be taught. And most importantly, he burns with a unique type of passion and fire that's like generational. Like that can't be understated because that matters. It's a reason Kevin Durant improved significantly on defense when he joined Golden State. He knew
Facts.
it was impossible to slap with
cap.
that guy running the show. Like it or not, Draymond would get in any and everybody's face if you weren't doing your job on defense, and that's just how he is.
That's the thing about Draymond. That is exactly the thing about Draymond, man. He will get in your ass if you're not doing the right thing. He is a talkative player. He is a team player, and he wants to win. He wants to win games, bro. He has the right mindset. He looks at film. He knows what it takes to win. He is a 3-time NBA champion. He knows what the hell he's talking about.
Defensively,
So for all the players
I
that play
think
on
it's
this team,
no
I would
secret
definitely listen to
that
somebody
Draymond
like that.
Green has been the biggest beneficiary
Or even
of
rookies
all
in the
the
league.
talent Golden State had over the years. Draymond, he's kind of been known to run the show a little bit orchestrate the offense, and he's really averaged a very respectable amount of assists during his tenure with Golden State in the championships and all that. But a lot of his assists are based on him being so bad offensively and his teammates being so deadly. Over the years, when you played Golden State, you absolutely had to live with something. Like, especially when they got KD, it was no such thing of having everything covered because you had to give up something. This is also why I think a player like Andre Iguodala, he had so many game winners and crucial moments. Most of the time, if you really look at it, he was butt naked open and he was just clutch enough to hit it. So respect to him. But when you have Steph, Clay, and KD, you absolutely have to let Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala beat you. And if you
gotta
really
let them
look
shoot.
at Draymond, especially his assist, there were so many times where defenders would be petrified of Steph or KD off a screen and roll. So two guys would dive to Steph and leave Draymond wide open.
But
And
that's
he
when the
basically
big man's
have an
supposed to
open
slide
lane
down.
either attack the rim or
He
throw an
did.
alley-oop. And that's good on his stats, but that doesn't really take much
Draymond
time
got
for
IQ.
him.
You already
It's
know
more
what's
the guys
happening.
he's around. This is basically how Draymond averaged around 7
Them
assists
backdoor
during
cuts.
the championship window.
Drawing all their
Also, you
attention
can
on
see
him.
This is kind of why his field goal percentage has been so respectable, because all the talent around him, his opportunities were beautiful. Now, if you look at him this year without, as Barkley would say, his superheroes, his offense is basically non-existent because Draymond can't be Draymond without all those players offensively. And I think we all kind of know that.
And I know it's obvious. It's not like when you playing basketball, bro, it's really what you can do to contribute to the team. You don't even necessarily got to even be a scorer. And that's what I look at. You don't even necessarily have to be a scorer. If you do everything else on the court, get rebounds, get assists, that's all that matters. I mean, look at a player like Dennis Rodman, bro. Pure defensive star. He was a defensive fucking master, bro. Played good-ass defense. He helped the Bulls win. And he wasn't really all about scoring. He could score the ball, but that wasn't his game. He was doing other shit to contribute for his team. And that's how kind of how Draymond is.
My personal take on Draymond Green, I think he is a little underrated. I know a
Facts.
lot of people clown him and all that stuff because he isn't the most, he's not the Paul George, Kevin Durant, LeBron type where he's going to get a bucket. That's not his game. A lot of the stuff he does well doesn't even show up on the stat sheet, and that's why I think he's a little underrated. Patrick Beverley came out like a few weeks ago, and he straight up said, if you make it to the NBA, everybody's not going to be Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Sometimes you have to know your role and excel at it. Be a superstar in your personal role. Draymond Green is a walking example of that. Never had the most height, never had the most athleticism, the hops, the handles, all that stuff. He never had all that, but he mastered all the little stuff and made it work for him. You can't take that from him. I know a lot of people try to say he was an all-star by association and all that, but him being the heart and soul of the best team in the NBA repeatedly, I think he deserved every single one of his all-stars, and I think he earned it with Steph.
That's facts. But just think about it like this, man. Would Draymond be the star he was today if he wasn't on the Warriors? If he was playing for a different team and not having this much star power on the scene, let's just say he got drafted to a team like the... I'm not even gonna say a team. Just any other team that wasn't so good in the league. And he was on a team, will he get this much recognition that he is getting now on the Warriors if he was on another team? We'll never know. I feel like he would, but part of that does, I feel like part of it has something to do with him being on the best team. But like I said, he got drafted there. You know what I'm saying? He can't help it.
Steph, Clay, and Kevin Durant.
He earned them,
Somebody
though.
had
Much
to be
respect
the
to him.
ugly bad guy that nobody liked. Somebody had to be that, and he took it and he embraced it. So I appreciate Draymond for that. That's pretty much the video. I want to hear what you guys think about Draymond. I know it's gonna be donkey emojis and all that stuff, and clowning him, but I want some serious basketball people to talk about how they appreciate Draymond for the little great stuff that he does, because it is, it's pretty great. If you guys like the video,
All right, well, there you guys have it, man. This was a Draymond Green debate, underrated or overrated. Hope you guys enjoyed, man. We got some videos coming out for y'all tonight regarding the NBA games. So stay tuned. And it's your boy Kobe, and I'm going to see y'all boys in the next one. Peace. Sheesh.